Yeah, I think this practically shows to you the height of chloris. So you people, I always tell you that chloris can grow up to this level, 1 meter, you know, and plus actually it can even grow bigger than this. Remember, when I was trying to explain to you, I told you there is some of the people that I told that by the time you take a month minus coming to my farm, you will see this chloris grown up like this. Actually, it's now 2 weeks. It's now 2 weeks or 3 weeks when it rained, and actually you look at what it means. So actually, what I'm trying to explain in this is that when you plant the grasses, you don't need to see what is happening in the grass, as long as it has a very good fertile soil. So this is what is happening. I told you, and when you try to search about what makes fast growing of the animal, or what makes good muscles of the animals, or what are the ingredients that we need when we are making animal muscles, we are looking at carbohydrates. You know, chloris has a lot of carbohydrates and it also has some proteins. But remember, I told you, or what I always tell you, that you can as well Google by yourself and know the ingredients, active ingredients of chloris. Actually, chloris, the reason why we are feeding up chloris is that it has high carbohydrates. You remember, in the building up of the muscles, we are looking at the carbohydrates and the proteins. Proteins helps us to build up the muscle. And you know, carbohydrates are converted into fats. You get it? So we need the combination of the two. We need the chloris and we need the carbohydrates. Which kind of food are you looking at, or which kind of persons are you looking at? Like for us who are doing semi-intensive, or those who are willing to do zero grazing. Those who are willing to do zero grazing, you will not eliminate chloris, because chloris can do very good hay. And remember, if you're building up muscles, if you're doing meat animals or chevron, you have to look at chloris, because chloris has high levels of carbohydrates, and it also has proteins, like maybe around 10 or 13%. It has proteins. So when you're building up your muscles, I want you to understand this in a sense that the reason why we keep animals, we are trying to build up muscles. How do we build up muscles? We build up muscles from grasses. You know, but which grasses are you looking at? Look at the chloris as a source of carbohydrates and some proteins. But you need to increase on the level of the protein. You should increase on the level of the protein by adding in more other fodder trees or some other grass. Actually, I planted in Cetrasema in this, which has a lot of proteins. So we increase on the level of the proteins. So when you have the two, when you have chloris and you also have what they call chloris and silage, maize silage. Actually, maize silage also has carbohydrates, a lot of carbohydrates. It has fiber, but what is more important is the carbohydrates and the protein. So with the protein, you have some protein here, and in the maize, we also have protein. So if we add the two, there is carbohydrates, there is protein, we are ready to build up the muscles. So actually, as somebody who is thinking about doing zero grazing, think about this grass. Think about this grass. Think about other fodder trees like Coriandra, Gricidia, Centrasema. All those are fodder trees. And remember, Centrasema is a legume. There is also the Desmodia, silver leaf. You also have to look at that. So basically, somebody who wants to set up a zero grazing unit, this is what you're supposed to have first. And then some other thing you can do, maize silage. Maize silage do a lot of products or output. So that means an acre of maize, you can get over 15 tons. And you know, here, if you plant your grasses and your land is more nutritious, what you're going to get is every after 2 months, you'll be harvesting. In an acre, you can get at least 6 tons of these bales. you know. So if you're getting every after 2 months, and remember, if you're doing maybe irrigation, this is a perfect month. This is a perfect month. But I told you, if you plant, that is the end of your hustle. We planted here and we weed this once. Then the rest of the time, this grass can beat up the weeds by itself. So you see here, this is grass of 3 months. Ever since we cut it down, the rain stopped. So when the rain stopped, we went through a certain dry spell. This grass decided to stand, not growing, not dying. But now it has regenerated. I think you can see, like right now, I told you one time that you're going to find me harvesting. So I'm ready to harvest now. So I'm just making my loss because I need the seeds. If I didn't want the seeds, I wouldn't allow it to reach at this stage of putting on all these seeds. I would do it earlier. So actually, we have done it, and actually I'm ready to harvest. So basically, goat farming cannot be a problem as long as you use your brain, as long as you love it. I told you, like in this coronavirus break we have, the quarantine we have, this is what we have to do. There is no one stopping you to be in your bush, because I can even move a kilometer now minus seeing any person. So even the chances of getting corona, it is very low because you're isolated, and this is what the country is telling you, this is what the ministry is telling you, to be isolated, be in your farm. So me, I'm here, I'm trying to look at what I planted, I'm trying to look at what I have, how do I convert it into muscles. So that is on my head. It's my work to convert into muscles because people are looking for muscles. So actually, these are all my muscles I'm looking at. These are all my muscles. I just need to have a machine which is a very good genetical animal which can convert high. If you get a local, the local can convert low. A hybrid can convert high. That means we might have the same number of animals and we might have the same amount of grass. But if I'm using hybrids and you're using local, that means you will not benefit the way I will benefit. So basically, I think you can see these are all muscles that are ready to be converted. Thank you very much. I think let me wish you the best and keep protected wherever you are. So me, I'm using my time here, enjoying the bush. Thank you very much. Let me wish you the best.